should let me love you forever, forever. I wanna love you. Will you let me love you forever, forever and a day, 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 day.
Happy Monday! Guys, welcome to 90 Day, the Melanated Way, TMW Online. I'm Linda. That is Abby. We cover all things 90 Day Fiancé. We are catching up. I know I'm always saying we're catching up, but we are catching up slowly but surely on 90 Day, the Single Life, Season 5, Episode 5, The Art of Micro Cheating. Now, when I tell you that after I watched this episode, I realized how hilarious that title is, because if you know anything about Colt, it's all micro. For way back in like pandemic days, he decided that he was going to go on OnlyFans, and he had a whole spread that he did, and yeah, no bueno. Like, the art of micro cheating, let me just tell you, it's very accurate.
Oh, this was the shadiest title ever, because I read it and I thought, okay, there's going to be someone in here who's like saying they're not cheating, but they really are. And I was like, oh, no, they're just talking about Colt's tiny friend.
His tiny friend and his audacity. Him and his little tiny audacity is wild to me, but we'll get there. Mm-hmm. So overall thoughts on this episode, because I actually thought it went really good, and I don't have a ton of thoughts, but you know.
It went very quickly. I mean, I think that we've got such big things coming up that it's okay that this episode wasn't chock full of information. I just have more thoughts about Kim. I have more like, I really want to get into her mind.
Okay.
That's what this episode left me with, feeling the same about everybody except Kim.
Interesting. Well, we're starting off with Kimberly. We're starting off with Kim, Josh, and Jamal. They meet up at the store, and as soon as Kimberly gets there, her and Josh kiss, and that stood out to me, you guys, because honestly, I did see some sparks chemistry, and I'm not making that up. Like, they have some type of vibe, and it's not just like, oh, that's my son's friend vibe. Like, there is some undercurrent, vibing, flirting going on, and they might just naturally be flirts, right? Because sometimes people think I'm flirting with them, but I'm only just being nice. Like, just that's just my personality. But that's not the vibe that I was getting in this. What were you getting, Abby?
The vibe that I was getting was that Josh likes attention, and Kimberly enjoys to receive some male attention from someone that she perceives as being out of her league. That was the vibe that I got. And also, for some reason, she enjoys that this annoys Jamal.
Okay, so but do you, okay.
But I didn't feel like there was any kind of romantic spark between them. Hey, Clayton. Hey, everybody else in the live chat. I didn't feel like it was a romantic spark. I felt like it was, they're both needy.
Okay. I felt like there was some type of spark. Y'all, let me know what you think in the comments if you're watching the replay. But anyways, they're going dress shopping because, as we all know, Josh and Jamal are part of 90 Day Bad Boys, which is a lip sync band, for lack of a better way to describe it. And in their latest shoot that they're going to do, Josh and whoever the other guy is, what is it? It's so funny that I can't think of his name, but it is Sophie's ex. So
Rob.
So it's Josh, Rob, and Jamal. Josh and Rob are going to be fighting over some girl in this new latest video, and the girl is actually going to be Jamal. So they're going dress shopping for the video shoot. And yeah, again, I think Josh and Kim had vibes, and we find out in this episode that she has a little crush on Josh, and Josh, in my opinion, flirts back with her. And whether it's an attention thing or whatever, they are both like going back and forth on it. And of course, that's going to make Jamal cringe, right? Because that's his mama, Right. I mean, your friend and your mama, that would make me cringe as well. Anyways, Jamal comes out in this dress. It's this blue dress, and it's a hit allegedly, and that's the dress he's gonna wear for the video. And then in the meantime, Kimberly tells the two of them that she has a date with Joe, who we met in a couple episodes ago. And one of the things I think is funny is that Kimberly's convinced that Joe is shorter than her, way shorter, and that's the thing that she doesn't like. Yeah, see, Peggy says.
You saw it, Peggy?
She saw the spark.
Okay. Maybe I'm missing something, guys.
Your Clayton wants to donate $50,000 to you, Abby. $50,000.
I don't know. I feel like it's some kind of scam. I'm always worried about some kind of scam.
Listen, if you want to donate $50,000, you can go ahead and send it on YouTube. What is it? What are they called?
Absolutely. You can send a super chat on YouTube.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Peggy saw it like I saw it. Saw a little bit of spark. I did too. And then the other thing that I thought was interesting is that Josh was like, well, we should buy you an outfit for this date with Joe. And she tries on a couple of outfits. She looked beautiful in both. She went with the colorful red one. And Josh bought it for her. Now, if that's not a datey type of thing, I don't know what is. And then they walked out hand in hand. So I don't know what sparks you didn't see, Abby, but I saw some sparks.
I think Josh would flirt with any ham sandwich that paid him any attention. Any woman who's going to be that nice to him and thinks that he hung the moon, I think that he would flirt back with them.
I don't know. So one of the things that Kimberly is vulnerable about is that she's like, I'm 55 years old and she's never been in a relationship where someone has loved her for her. And she has high hopes for this date that she has with Joe, because so far she likes his vibes. She likes how charming he is. And, if it's great chemistry, then she would love for it to go further. And if it's great chemistry, then this height situation that she's having with him, she'll let that go. And the thing is, again, like I like to say, they're not, I feel like they're the same height, Abby.
Yeah, their height's not that different.
At all.
She keeps calling him a short king, though.
Right. And so I was really paying attention to his height when the next day they had their date. And so they went on a bike cart date, had some talking. He brought an Insta camera out where they were taking photos and selfies of each other. What did you think of the date?
I liked the date. It was nice and simple. It wasn't anything loud, like a loud restaurant or a movie, so they could actually talk to each other. And I think that taking the pictures, if you're someone who has any kind of like insecurities, taking these pictures and looking at each other and having the angles, doesn't that help you get over any kind of physicality issues that you might have?
I could see that.
Looking at each other, looking for each other's best angle, posing each other. That's a cute little date.
Yeah, I thought the date was cute, especially as a first date. You're not so super invested. You don't know the person, and there's an activity, and the activity allows you to keep the date moving forward. So I thought it was a cute idea as well. Joe's looking for his person, someone who compliments him, and he's really feeling a spark with Kim. He thinks she's sweet and nice and a beautiful person. And then meanwhile, Kimberly wasn't feeling it. She's like getting friend vibes, and she feels no sexual tension between him. And she thinks that this is going to be a first and last date. And I thought that was really interesting. Now, she did say it's because she has a lot going on in her life, right? With the adoptions and her relationship with Jamal and all of that. So I could see how, yes, dating might have to take a back seat. But I also got a little bit of a pinch of, sometimes as women, we say we want a nice guy, right? But then if they're too nice, you're like, oh, they're missing that je ne sais quoi. And I want us to stop it. I want us to stop it. If he's a nice guy, let him be nice, because that ultimately is what we're looking for at the end of the day. Someone who is kind, considerate, caring, nice, attentive, communicative, all the things.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So they don't necessarily have to be a 90-day bad boy. They can just be a 90-day nice guy. And you know what? It'll probably last longer than 90 days.
And that's what I was thinking about when this all ended, about the psychology of Kim. Hi, Vanessa. Is perhaps she's broken in a way that she cannot be with somebody who actually wants to be with her and shows her affection and attention. And I'm not saying she has to be with Joe, but isn't it interesting that as the season has started, we have seen her show affection to men who do not want her so easily and freely. And we're hearing the story of her giving up these kids for adoption, but staying with a man who did not want her, repeatedly told her he didn't want her, didn't want any kids with her. But she stayed with him through 3 kids. But she can't give the time of day. Like, she can't even give a second date to Joe.
But I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I do think that she might not recognize being treated well, right? You go with what you're familiar with. We are all such creatures of habit that something that is unfamiliar might seem a little scary, or you might not understand how to navigate it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Hey, Vanessa. Yeah. Let us know what you guys thought about Kimberly's date with Joe and if she should have given him a second date. Do you want to add anything else before I move on to Sophie?
That's all about them. Let's move on to Sophie. Sophie is annoying this episode, is she not? Was that just me?
I feel like Sophie's been annoying this whole season so far for me personally, and I normally really enjoy her, and I normally am on her side, but the common denominator, Sophie, is you in this. You are wondering why you're fighting with Liz and why Pedro's not talking to you. You're the common denominator. And I feel like from the jump, you brought in some crazy energy as soon as you got out of that van and Pedro's waiting for you and you gave him the side hug. That was it. And that kind of set the tone for this whole trip. And I wish that you would take responsibility for your actions in the moment rather than reflecting after, because I noticed that you always reflect the next day how you should have, could have, would have, but in the moment you just while out, and it's fascinating to me. So she's fighting with Liz. Liz does say sorry, and if you guys go and watch the previous episode and in this episode, you see clearly Liz is visibly shaken. She thought she was sticking up for her friend, saying, hey, you know what? She's still healing, give her some time, which is exactly what she's doing. She is healing.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be real. She's still sleeping with her ex. So all of this stuff means you're still not only spiritually tied, but you're emotionally and physically still tied to your ex. So you're not being open and honest in this new situation because you haven't healed from your old situation. That being said, Liz was not being a hater. She did not break the girl code. She thought she was supporting you. But instead of having an opening communication with her and saying, hey, I didn't this is what I heard. This is what Pedro said. What did you say? Let's have a discussion about it. You went off and you were screaming at her. You called her a horrible person. You were like, oh, I thought you were my friend. You told Pedro not to take a chance on me. You don't have my back. You literally cuss her out and say, bye, Liz, go the F home. And you're screaming at her and screaming at her. Finally, Julia cuts it off, gets you to walk elsewhere. And Liz was just shocked. So you took it from 0 to 100, and then you're still blaming Liz for what issues you created in your own relationship with Pedro. You created those issues. Mm-hmm. You're the one that gave him the half hug. You were acting all distant. You were cold to his friends. And then you literally tell him after you fly out to see him in the Dominican. And this is not the first time you guys have like hooked up. You guys have taken trips, other trips. So yeah, he thinks it's progressing. Who else would not think it's progressing? If I've taken multiple trips with this person and this person has accepted a $2,000 necklace for me and accepted coming to the DR to meet my family and my friends, I would think anyone normal would think that, oh, I'm progressing forward with this person and it's becoming something exclusive or something serious. It's progressing. And then you full stop are acting a fool. All of those actions don't equate to you now saying, oh no, I'm just trying to get to know you. And this is so casual and you're free. I'm single and you're free to go see whoever you want. And I can see whoever I want and I can sleep with my ex and all the things. That makes no sense, Abby.
Right. She's yet to acknowledge any of that. And I'm very interested to see when she has a chance to watch it over what she's going to say.
Right. Because again, you need to take responsibility for your own actions. And do you see your own actions and how they have led you to where you are now? So now you're blaming your friend who truly is your friend. And the thing that got me is Liz is like, you know, I didn't come here for this. I could be dead in 2 years and I'm not here to fight. And then she goes on to say, I'm not the only reason that Pedro and Sophie are not talking, which is absolutely the truth.
Yeah, when Liz said they're not being honest with each other, this is exactly what Vanessa is talking about. Sophie's not being honest with herself. Pedro's not being honest with himself. And Pedro did, just like Vanessa's saying over here, he did make what Liz said to him way harsher than what she actually said. But even if Liz never said anything to Pedro, Sophie still has different intentions than what Pedro wants.
Absolutely. Vanessa says, Pedro had his own motives. He took what Liz said and put 10 on it. He was feeling rejected and wanted to find out how she really felt. She should not have taken his word without hearing it. And that's how I feel as well. I think that, you know, Pedro, listen, y'all, men's egos are very, 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 very fragile. They're very fragile. They could be, you know, masculine, but their egos are fragile. And he felt rejected by someone he's very attracted to, who he was already thinking he wants to marry and have kids with. And all of a sudden, you know, got a little flick on his ego. And yes, like Vanessa said, he put 10 on it and said a bunch of stuff that Liz never said. And the problem here, and the problem oftentimes, girlfriends, is that you got to listen to your friends sometimes and hear them out instead of just listening to this dude that you like. Because men lie. Period. Full stop. Men lie. That's it. Abby's like, So Sophie goes on to say that this whole trip has been rubbish. She thinks Liz is a backstabber and Pedro's not talking to her for no reason. And again, I encourage you, Sophie, what's your part in it, since you're the common denominator in this little triangle of disaster? What's your part in it? Liz backstabbed you how? Because maybe my definition of backstabbing and yours is different. How did she backstab you?
So my question for you would be, a friend gets upset with you and they never let you fully explain what happened. They just start shouting at you and embarrassing you in a public place like this. Can the friendship recover?
If it's real friendship, it can recover. But embarrassing and yelling at me in public. Yeah.
Has that ever happened to you, that you had a friend yell and scream at you in public?
No. I mean, I've had friends be mad at me often, but not screaming and yelling in public. But if that did happen, my personality, I go all the way down. Like it's weird. I just get, when I'm extra mad, I get extra calm. So
Mm.
I would let that person, like, go ahead, pop off. I probably wouldn't say anything in the moment, but I'll go ahead and pop off. What would you do?
We're not friends anymore. It happened to me once. We are not friends anymore. The friendship, I don't think the friendship can recover unless unless the person is willing to be extremely, extremely apologetic and humble, and also explain to me why that happened. Why did you ever think that it was okay to treat me like that? So no, it's been a couple of years, and there has been an attempt at an olive branch here and there, but not, in my opinion, strong enough to cancel out what happened. So I never accepted them.
Gotcha. Let us know what you guys think in the live chat and the replay. Could you mend a friendship after you guys had a very public fight? So it's the next day, and Julia and Sophie are playing tennis, and Sophie's kind of teaching Julia and explaining how she's still mad at Liz. And again, use your words in communication. Instead of talking behind this girl's back, why don't you confront her and have a discussion? At least that's what I would think you would do as an adult. But what Sophie says was that she was triggered, and her triggering is she feels dismissed. When she feels dismissed by people, that sets her off. And she feels that in her previous relationship with Rob, he dismissed her feelings. And so somehow Liz dismissed her feelings, which I don't think is what happened here, but that's how she's explaining it. And she's just overall sick of the drama between Pedro and Liz. And I was like, again, I'm confused. What exactly are you feeling that Liz did? And what exactly are you feeling Pedro did? Because Pedro just was coming in strong, right? Because he thought he was further in this relationship than you are presenting it to be in this moment. It's confusing.
It's all you. It's all you. There was never an opportunity for any of this to resolve itself well because of you.
That's it. So they finish playing tennis. Julia gives Sophie a water bottle and says, open it. The instructions are inside, and inside is the sonogram saying that she's pregnant. And didn't they tell us that in the very first episode?
She told us to camera.
Okay, because I was like, we already know this. Why is Sophie acting like she didn't know? Okay, that makes more sense. Because I was like, so let me not talk crazy in my notes. I'll skip that part. So Sophie finds out that Julia is pregnant, and they talk about how Brandon and Julia, it was quite the journey on how they wanted to start their family, because she had polyps and needed to do like hormone therapy, and then she finally started fertility treatments, and so she feels very lucky and grateful to be having this baby. So congratulations to Julia. And no one knows. So Sophie knows, but no one else knows. Part of her Russian culture tradition is you don't tell anyone until the first trimester. And I think that that's just a universal thing. Do you guys do that out here too? Because I know in African culture, same thing. The first 3 months, you don't say anything.
I've never heard a rule about it, but I also haven't been around a lot of people who get pregnant on purpose. So I don't know if that exists. I wasn't in the right place to know about it.
In African culture, it exists. And Vanessa's saying yes as well. Oh my God, you're so funny. That's what I got for Sophie. Sophie, I really want you to work on yourself a little bit. I think that you are obviously a beautiful woman, and you've worked on your outer appearance. And I encourage you to work on the healthy mental health component of it all, so that you're like a force that can't be reckoned with. That was my 2 cents. Do you want to add anything else before I move on to Courtney?
I actually do have something to add before I move on to Courtney. We see, into the future that she is going to see Pedro again, right? If you're willing to see Pedro again after he's ignored you for multiple days, or at least you feel like he's ignored you for multiple days, then why couldn't you listen to your friend for 5 minutes? And I'm done.
That's it. Excellent point. Excellent. Moving on to Courtney and Colt. Dear Courtney, you are the prize, friend. You are the prize. You are the prize. And I'm jumping ahead a lot because I had to stop myself from moving into episode 6 because when they were showing me what she was about to do, Courtney, I beg of you, please, for the love of God, could you just not? You found out all of this stuff and you're going to let this little micro cheater, and that's the producer's words, and the proof is in the pudding, because you literally says he is, and I quote, let me get it out here, okay, a homeless, jobless, erectile dysfunction man with a broken leg. What are you winning in this situation? Courtney, don't do it. Okay. That being said, she feels that Colt has been difficult, distant, and different. And her vibe, you guys, I always talk about your gut instinct. That is, you always have to go by your gut. It's talking to you. For me, it's God speaking to me. For some people, it's like goddesses, your angels speaking to you. Whatever it is, however that gut instinct, stop ignoring it. She thinks something is wrong. She feels like he's hiding something. And guess what? He is. We know he is, because he's a serial shooter. And I still don't get it, because like, ew, I don't, all these beautiful women, I just don't get it, because it's not the package, because the package is a micro, and we all know that. Vanessa can attest to that as well. Not in that way, Vanessa, in the way that in our news and gossip shows, where we're ahead of the game all the time, and I would spill the tea. Vanessa was in one of those episodes where I was spilling the tea on the micro certifications.
Mm-hmm.
That is, so I'm just trying to figure out, what is it? What is it? So her friends agree with me, and they think that Courtney should go through his phone. So she gets home. He's asleep. She goes through his phone, and he has been messaging other girls, tons of other girls on social media. And one girl specifically that we know about, the Brazilian girl, he says he wants to be with her. He loves her. He wants to go and see her and meet her, all of those things. Okay, so Courtney, these 1, 2, and 3 are all not even red flags. There's reasons for you to walk away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Those are 3 already. I'm giving you 3. He's messaging tons of other girls on social media. He's been cheating. He tells this girl that he loves her. He wants to be with her. He wants to go and see her. Okay. And reason 4, and I'll use your words for you, Courtney, he's homeless. He's got no home. He can't even go to his mama, because his mama says no. You can't come and live with me in Canada. Absolutely not. He's jobless. Why doesn't he work? So you're feeding him, you're sheltering him, you're cleaning his butt, you're shaving him, you're combing his hair, you're giving him face. What is that? Reason like 50 by now? Okay. Next. Erectile dysfunction. That says you're not even getting laid, my friend. So what's the prize? Because, sweetheart, you're the prize. This fool is literally bringing nothing to the table, figuratively and literally nothing to the table. Your mama does his laundry. Your mama washes his drawers. Meanwhile, the micro certification has the audacity to be cheating on you. Oh, Lord Jesus.
This is the $1 million question. We got to get Larissa and Jess and Courtney all in a room and say, what do y'all like about this guy?
I need to know. Someone needs to tell me, because even looking at him, when he's sitting in that wheelchair, to me, I just see lazy, because he can walk, you guys. It's not like he cannot walk. He can walk on his crutches, but
Mm-hmm.
chooses to sit and be lazy.
Mm-hmm.
Vanessa said Colt was a software developer. He could work from anywhere in his wheelchair. He's lazy. Absolutely lazy. And he's a no way, you guys. Just absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
And see my you know that this is longer. Ask Vanessa. It's longer. This is longer than this is longer. That's all I'm saying.
And everything that he did is egregious, but the fact that she said that he was sending the same types of videos to her as the other women, like not even fresh videos for you, Courtney.
Disgusting. I bet he's had those videos since Larissa days, and he just keeps sending the same videos like over and over and over. So homeless, jobless, erectile dysfunction, and a broken leg. And she's like, I'm your caregiver, I'm your best friend, put a roof over your head, the audacity. And she calls him a piece of that. And so Courtney kicks him out. He wakes up in the morning, can't find his phone, goes over to her room. All his stuff is on the side of the road, his luggage, his phone, his walker, his wheelchair. Yes, girl, exactly. And he had to take an Uber to a hotel. Now, how's he paying for the hotel is what I want to know. How's he paying for the hotel, Abby? He wasn't paying rent at the house. He wasn't buying food. Who's paying for this hotel? Because if he could have stayed in the hotel this whole time, then bye.
Yeah. And honestly, she doesn't need to see him to give him anything else back. You guys, there is no answer for stuff like this. There's nothing that somebody can tell you that's going to be satisfactory. Just leave. There's no answers they can give you that are going to make you go, aha, now I understand why you cheated on me.
That, and let me tell you something, okay? If I found out you were cheating, and I have been cheated on, but if I found out you're cheating, what I'm not about to do is I'm not about to take all the other stuff that I see that you've left anywhere around me and pack it up and bring it to you. That's absolutely not happening. It might get packed up and thrown in the trash, but I'm not then taking my precious time to come hear you give me a bunch of excuses what you knew you were doing. Because the thing is, he was also lying. He lied to her face. He lied to her friends' faces. He lied to her parents. Like, lied. And we're going to talk about this because the producers even call him out on it, and he had no remorse at all. So Courtney's really upset, says Colt is exactly who everyone said he was. And, you know, between the texts that he was sending and the videos that he was sending, he was exactly who everyone says he is. And specifically this Brazilian girl, Diana, the whole time that him and Courtney were together, he was in this emotion, at least an emotional affair. I know some of you guys think online relationships are real relationship. I am not of that belief. So I can't say he was in a relationship with her, but they had an emotional affair for sure. And they were like pen pals of the 20th century, right? Texting back and forth. So emotionally connected. And obviously he was also sending her, you know, X-rated stuff. And probably, I don't know if she was sending it back, but he was definitely sending it to her. So the producer, because Colt's sitting there to camera, the producer says, so you were lying when you said it was just platonic? And he says, yeah. No care in the world, no remorse, no apology, just yeah. And you know what? That's the moment I knew that this guy is not only a manipulator, he's a serial liar. And you know, people who are serial liars, they absolutely do not care when they lie. They don't care when they lie, how they lie, or who they lie to, because at this point, their lies are their truths because they don't know the difference between any of it. It's
Yeah,
wild.
it's not redeemable. This is not a situation where someone can maybe change in their next relationship. Colt is not redeemable.
At all. So he shows pictures of Diana, and then I thought she looked a lot like his ex, Jess. Did you think that?
You know what? Yeah, she did.
Mm-hmm. So he's starting to also show the type that he is attracted to. So Courtney's crying and she is questioning herself. And I hate as women that we do this. So she's internalizing the fact that Colt is a terrible person and he cheated and is questioning why she was not enough for him. You were more than enough. You were actually too much for him. And therefore, he, in his own insecurities and selfishness and narcissistic, manipulative ways, needed more attention. Because Colt gets his manhood from the amount of attention he can get from multiple women. And he literally will not feel like he needs to bring anything to the table. But you know what he is a master of? He's a master of words and manipulation. And for some reason it works for him. And I just can't, I don't get it. I don't get it. Like when let me just stop right there. I just don't get it. I don't get it.
No, I mean you're completely right. He kind of said it. He said like he wasn't feeling like a man. I don't remember the exact words that he used, but he basically alluded to the fact that he wanted more attention, but not in a way that made him feel like he was being given something. He wanted some attention from someone who wasn't treating him like a patient.
So yeah, Courtney, so she's crying, she's upset. She tells him that he only cares about himself and his D. And again says, you know, you're homeless, you're jobless, and you have erectile dysfunction, and you're still cheating on me in her effing house. And she goes on to say the level of disrespect is unbelievable, and you're all a lie. And so I wanted her to hold on to that level. Like that would have been the moment that you got up and left. That's it, because all of those things that you were saying are true, and that's how you're feeling in the moment. Instead, that's not what happened. So she tells her parents everything, Fred and Jane, and they're disappointed because they thought that Colt was her person. And then finally, you hear what the parents were actually feeling because they were just being hospitable. But the mom's like, yeah, he overstayed his welcome. The dad said he's a lowlife and a manipulator, and he played all of us. And the dad literally says it's over, meaning like you can never come back from this. It's over. Go there, the dad says, give him his stuff and leave. There's nothing he can say, the dad says. It's over. But no, Cole wants a second chance. So guess what happens? He's rolling out in his wheelchair. And you guys, that just pissed me off because that's part of the manipulation. If someone is a giver, which Courtney is, and someone's a caregiver, which Courtney is, she's shown that over and over before. Cole can walk. He broke his leg. He's not paraplegic. He can walk. Okay. He chooses not to walk because he's so lazy, and he would rather just be like a slob. But also, he'd rather be rolling out there because guess what? He's the victim in this, you guys. He's the victim. So he's rolling out in his wheelchair, and he's already, I was going to say he sat down, but he was already sitting. He rolls up to the table, and first thing he says is, "Oh, you look great, really pretty. What's new?" Do you see do you see the manipulation there, Abby? And she literally says, "Are you effing kidding me? Are you kidding me right now?" Because he doesn't want to address the issue because he knows, but he's trying to gaslight her and manipulate her. He then goes on to say that instead of "thank you so much for taking care of me in my lowest, darkest times where I had no place to live, I had no job, no food, I couldn't, wipe my own butt or wash my own face, and you did all those things for me. Thank you so much." Instead of saying that, he said, "Yeah, living with you was a lot. It felt like we were married, and it was just too much for me. I felt like, we met, and already we were like tied at the hip, and we were married." This MF, I sat back on my couch, flabbergasted. You're going to say that this situation was too much for you? How do you sit there, Courtney, and listen to this? How do I see in the clip for next episode that you literally
let him touch you?
not only that, you're caretaking again. You're rolling him to his room, and then you're torn. I hope that this is a dream. I hope that it's one of those like, oh, I fell and hit my head, and I'm dreaming of what the alternate universe is saying. This better not be real, because you guys, I will be having a TED Talk with you, and you guys know when I go off on my TED Talks, it's a whole thing. Courtney, no, absolutely not. What do you want to add to Courtney and Colt, if anything?
I don't have anything to add. It's just such a conundrum to understand how he's able to just mooch off of so many women and suck the life out of them and the joy out of them. Because I don't think that men, I'm going to direct this at men, even though all people can cheat, how much you destroy somebody on the inside when you decide to cheat on them. You destroy their joy and their goodness, and you make it more difficult for them to perceive reality effectively. It's so hard to come back from a situation where somebody was cheating on you and you thought that you guys were in a good place and on the same page, and now you're spending hours rereading over emails and scrolling through your photos and trying to understand, how did I misunderstand what this person meant to me and what I meant to them? I don't think that you understand that you can really destroy someone like that with cheating.
And to jump off of what Abby's saying, the thing is, you also take away their ability to meet the next person and trust immediately. And that broken trust is hard to rebuild. Like, so you've put that in them for the rest of their lives. That's terrible. Just walk away.
Exactly. Just walk away. Just say, hey, I do need somewhere to stay, but I don't want to use you in that way. So thank you, because I don't see a relationship between us. Thank you so much for that offer, but let's just end this here. Or maybe we can still date, but let me go recover somewhere else. Just start having the wherewithal to be honest about what you want and how you see the role of other people in your life. Don't just use them and then toss them aside. It's really hard to come back from some of those kind of things. And this is not, I know the show is not always like real life, but in real life, these are real things that people struggle with, you guys. So just try being more honest.
That part. And Colt, you need deep therapy.
I don't think he's redeemable. I don't think that therapy is for him. I think that he just needs to be alone and suffer. Just suffer. Just aren't there some people who you think don't deserve a redemption arc?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's at a, why I offer therapy is that I don't even think he's at a point where he recognizes how terrible he is and how his actions really affect. Like, look at look at the tragedies and trauma he's left behind him. He used to be close with his mom. Him and his mom are not that close anymore. Look where Larissa is. Look what he did to Larissa just by being with him. And then Jess literally calls him trash. Like, that's her nickname, trash. And then his latest ex-wife, Vanessa used to just, they were friends before they became lovers. She can't even stand him now. She doesn't even look at him. She left him. And now look at Courtney. Like, he blazes through these beautiful women, and he doesn't even recognize that he is just like the most narcissistic human being that I've seen on the show, but he doesn't recognize that he's the problem.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't.
It's amazing. Hey, Pat. It's amazing to me. Anyways, he's stuck in his ways, though. That's for sure. Grown-ass man. Last and certainly not least is Liz. She's on a date with Via. And I thought this was really, really sweet. But again, I want to remind you guys what I continue to tell you on a regular basis. When you go on holiday, when you go on vacation, and you meet someone, that is vacay bae. That is your holiday bed buddy. Okay? Leave it on holiday. Leave it in the vacation. Leave it right there. Leave it there. Because that reality is not real life. That is holiday life. That is, life is good. You can wake up and have a cocktail at 8 a.m., lie by the beach, or, walk up the mountains or swim in the ocean, whatever. You're not doing that every day when you have bills to pay. You might have a kid at home. You got a boss that is waiting on 10 emails from you. Maybe you're a project manager and your project is behind, but you got light bills to pay. You got car payments. You've got these crazy gas prices. So this bubble that you're in, where there's none of that, is not real life. That's why it's extra romantic. So I hate it. And I'm encouraging you guys to stop trying to make it more than it is in the moment. Okay.
Right. So we're on the same page with what's happening here with Liz.
Because here's what happened. Love Via, great guy. Looks like they're having a great vacay relationship. But he's now bought her a necklace. Okay? Now, beautiful gesture. She totally deserves the necklace. Although I just hate that, and this is little things, but it's a little thing. Like, where did that necklace? Did you bring it from your bag? Is it your sister's? There was no box. There was no unwrapping. It was just like just in his hand. I don't like stuff like that because I need to know, like, where's that from? Because you all know, like, maybe he found it on the ground, and then it's my neck, and I just know. Where is it? Anyways.
Yeah, where's the energy that's coming with it?
That's right. So that's right. Okay, side note, what's your take on this? Okay, so as some of you guys know, ex-fiance now, but the ring that he proposed with was a family heirloom. It belonged to his grandma, and I was not, like, it was fine, but I also, like, I was shared with him, I'm like, I wanted my own ring because that's that person's ring and their marriage and their soul tie together. So it just was like, just wasn't something I wanted, but I know that a lot of people do that. What's your take on that?
I'm not interested in that kind of heirloom. I would hold it and save it. Maybe, a kid will want it, but I wouldn't want to wear it.
Right. And that's the same thing with this. Like, where's this? I'm not saying this necklace is used. I'm totally making it up. It was probably brand new. I just would like to know where it was from. But also, now your vacay bae has bought you some jewelry. And so now you're going to be extra like, oh, that's so. which is what's happening. So Liz is still shocked about the fight she had with Sophie. And she just feels like Sophie's using her as an excuse to get out of this situation with Pedro. And she really feels that V is someone that she can trust. Liz, it's been what, 3 days? Okay, yes, he was there for you when Sophie was freaking out and he made sure you got home safely. That is lovely. He seems like a great guy. But you trust him after 3 days? Do you even know what his last name is? Do you? Do you know where he lives? Do you know what his favorite color is?
Yeah, she can't possibly. This came off to me more as like, I'm ready to unburden myself than he actually is trustworthy and I want to share this with him. I think she just wanted to unburden herself.
Well, you're right, because she tells him she's there to work on her mental health, and about her ovarian cancer and her miscarriage and all of that. She just tells her whole story. And he says, that's a lot, but I'm glad you brought it up. And he's holding her hand. He's reassuring her in this moment. So yes, it's all the things that, would make a great start of a great relationship. Don't get me wrong. Those are all great things. He's a great guy. She talks about how she's worried her sickness will push people away and maybe it's going to be too much for them. And he encourages her that it's not. He likes that Liz is being very vulnerable with him, and it just proves to him that they have a really good connection. So he continues to hold her hand. They kiss. They have some margaritas, the whole 9 yards. Great, beautiful moment between the two of them. He responded exactly how you would want someone to respond when you are being vulnerable with them. However, you guys are still both on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
This is a holiday for you guys, and I'm just doubling down on what I'm saying earlier. Even if you're being vulnerable in the moment, you know what? You're being vulnerable in the moment because, again, all the everyday stuff you're not having to deal with. You're there with the fresh air and the sunshine, and you're allowing your mind, body, and soul to like reconnect with itself. And then you found someone that is on the same wavelength as you. And guess what? Even if you spilt your whole heart out to them, they don't know your life. And guess what? You could not ever see them again. So like Abby said, like unburden yourself. Great. And then it just leaves and you go your way and that person goes their way. But that's not what's happening here. I already see it. They are 10 toes, all in. So that it's more than just a holiday romance. I feel it. What are your thoughts, Abby?
She is looking to make this into something more. She's not willing or ready to just let this be an island romance. So unfortunate, Liz. You know what? I shouldn't say that. I should say maybe we were wrong, Linda. You and I are on the same page. I think she should just leave this be an island romance. But perhaps we're wrong.
Maybe.
I don't think we're wrong, but
I don't think so. That's why I just said make it and kept it pushing. I don't think so. I'm a 90-day genie. I think you know that by now. I'm a 90-day genie. So I'm going to stick to my thought and we'll see what happens. That's it for this episode, you guys. We are continuing to catch up. Happy Monday, day after Palm Sunday. I hope you are having an amazing start to your week. We will see you again very soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We are now streaming on Facebook. So tell your Facebook friends, come on over. Let's have a party.
Yes. Bye-bye. TTFN.